prove that we can't handle the groups that we're sitting in right now, we will go with Mr. Smith's seating chart. It's a great mix of genders and mix of personalities that does not put you with your best friend. So, show me that you can handle these groups. And the why that I heard, whoever said, you should be able to figure this out, but with your best friend, you want to talk about the stuff that you want to talk about. With an acquaintance or a peer or just somebody that you are in class with, you will actually do the classwork probably more likely. Because your best friend knows that you got the hots for the girl sitting across the classroom, and somebody who just is your classmate has no idea. Right? So, if you can prove to me that these groups work, that's fine. Otherwise, tomorrow we're going with Mr. Smith's seating chart. So, I think we're okay. Like, I have faith that we will be fine, but some of us need that reminder, right, Isaac? As you're smiling across at people. Just that, like, now it's class time, now it's time to go. So, everybody should have a plan book written down. You should have both of those things in there that the mastery follow-ups due by Friday. You end up not turning it in, the first thing I'm going to do is check your plan book. Like when you come in and you're like, wait, that was due when? Right? That's coming from like 6 different directions right now. Mrs. Goldring's getting frustrated about people asking questions she already answered. Mr. Cabilo is nervous about tomorrow and collecting those science papers. Please don't ask me any questions about them. So, I decided with everything you're getting hit with, Discovery Day, reflections, all that stuff, we'll slow down a tiny bit and not try to put the mastery on Friday. So if you look at the adjusted schedule, if you wrote down the homework for today, yesterday, that's not quite right now. So today we're going to do the first 5 problems of the 333 homework. And then tomorrow we'll do the last 5 problems for the homework. And we're going to split this lesson into 2 different days. What that really means, I got this question yesterday, of Mr. Hudson, are you really giving us homework on Halloween? It's Halloween, guys, come on. But I don't collect the homework tomorrow, right? I never am going to say, like, okay, give me last night's homework right now. Like, it's the end of the world if you don't have it. So if you're going trick-or-treating and your night's busy and whatever else, like, you just got to do it either here at school today or tomorrow or whenever. Make sense? No complaining, please? It's just Halloween. You get free candy. You can't even complain about that. Yeah. So, today we're doing all sorts of work with arithmetic properties. What is arithmetic? And there's actually, arithmetic, but what does that actually mean? If you look at the first problem we're going to be doing, and then the second problem we're going to be doing, what's happening with the numbers? Do we see any multiplication division like we've been doing the past couple of days? No.
That's addition and
arithmetic is mainly dealing with addition and subtraction. So, these 2 properties down here that we're going to talk about, we're being kind of specific to addition and subtraction today. So for you to understand what this word means, and it should be on your paper, arithmetic or arithmetic means like adding and subtracting, working with positives and negatives, combining, making those groups, things like that. So Juno is working on simplifying this expression. My board is way off today. Sorry, I'll zoom in on the keyboard and I'll fix my board in a minute. You guys should have books out, by the way. If you don't, you're going to be sad in a minute when I have to fix my board. So Juno's working on this expression, right? 24 plus 3 plus negative 4 plus 7. He says it must be equal to 30, and his reason there is given. But we want to check his work, right? We're not totally confident. So I want you and your group to discuss what your solution process would be. And there's a lot of different ways to do this. There's not just one way to do this. I know the way that I would take, but talk with your group for like a minute or 2, figure out how would you do it, and is his solution of 30 correct? So I would go ahead and write this down. Actually, I'll give you a second to write it down before I go center the board again. So we got 24 plus 3, my board is way off, plus negative 4 plus 7. I feel as if I need to create some individual invitations for some of us. Please, join in class with us. All right, I got to fix the board. I'll just throw things. Then we'll go random card to see if anyone can help me. I don't really hear a lot of conversation. I don't know if this is just like too easy that you guys feel like you don't need to talk to each other. You got like 30 more seconds.
Good morning. Please pardon the interruption. If anyone needs an athletic or activity shuttle for Worthing Way or Kilbourne Middle School,
Listen
please
up.
stop by the office right away to let us know. They do not have a shuttle planned for today. Today only for Worthing Way and Kilbourne Middle School. Thank you.
So we're in between seasons. So if you need a shuttle for like something, drama, whatever that they didn't realize, go right now. Like go to the office and tell them. We're good? Okay. Adrian, you are on top today. How do you look at solving this problem? There's a lot of different ways that we can do it correctly. What happens in your brain?
I take away the 4 immediately from the 24.
Ah.
And I add 7.
So Adrian says he takes away the 4 from the 24 because those numbers work well together. And then the 3 and the 7. So in green, I get the 20 that he got. And then in blue, that's where he got his 10. So is Juno's solution correct?
Yeah.
Is there another way we could have done this? Who can give me another way? Ivan?
If you 24 plus 3.
Okay.
Equals 7, and then if you subtract.
So you're just going left to right? Yeah, so we can do left to right.
If you subtract 4 from 27, you get 23, and then when you add the 7, you get.
Yeah. And there's another way that we talked about when we first started dealing with positives and negatives, and it was kind of like the good guy, bad guy thing. Riley?
Okay, so you do 3 plus negative 4.
Okay, that's an interesting one. 3 plus negative, what do you get there?
You get negative 1.
Oh, that's not highlighter anymore. You get negative 1, okay, so we still have a negative and a couple positives.
And then you add it to the negative 4, which is negative 10. No, not negative. It's 23.
Oh, put it with the 24 so it turns into 23. All right, and then we'll put the 7 on to finish it off. I like it. That also works. The original way we talked about this, though, let's see if Kevin can remember.
Well, actually, I know a way that I did it.
Okay.
24 plus 3,
Okay.
and negative 4 plus 7, which equals 3.
So you kind of split it in half and grouped it separately. So Kevin's saying, I can do this, and then separately, I can do this, and then, you put them together? Nice. We'll go one more. Isaac, do you remember the first way we did it?
Add all the positives.
Yeah, put all your good guys together. Now, all of these have been correct, right? No one said anything wrong. But if we put all the good guys together and group all of them up, and then they can fight the bad guy and obviously win, right? A lot of different ways to do this, and actually, all of you just applied some properties that you didn't know. So every single person that gave me an answer applied one of these different addition properties that you didn't know. So commutative. Guys, these properties are easy to remember if you give me your attention right now. I don't even need you to write anything right now. We're going to talk about it, then we'll write. The commutative property of addition. I need 2 volunteers. Okay, Aiden, let's go. We'll find Ava, although I know better. I shouldn't have you guys up here. You'll just talk to them. Come here. What? You're friends. That's the problem. It's dangerous. Okay, so you're going to be 7. So I need you to give me 7. And Aiden, come over here. You're going to be 3. Right? So give me 3. Give me what? Fine, be 10. I don't care. Okay, 8. Okay, if we add, right, 7 plus 10, what do we get? 17. Okay, now trade place. If we add 10 plus 7, what do we get? Did it matter where they were? No. But we got 10, right? What do we do 10 minus 7? 3. Right? Switch places. What did we do 7 minus 10? So does order matter? Thank you, guys can sit down. Does order matter in subtraction? Yes. So here's what I wanted you to see with commute and why I had people actually moving. Commute means to move. If you are a commuter, you got to move to get to work. Right? Commuters have to drive or take a bus or walk or somehow get to work. The commutative property. So now, would you please write commutative property of addition? I need 2 M's. Commutative. And then we'll shorten things. Prop of. Please underline whatever you write for addition. This doesn't work with subtraction. As we just saw, 10 minus 7 is different than 7 minus 10. But the commutative property addition says 12 plus 7 is 19, and 7 plus 12 is 19. The order where they're at doesn't matter. So please just write down a quick example. You could do the 10 and the 7 that we did, or whatever numbers you want to show. I can switch order. I can move things and still get the same answer. So when you guys were up here, we did only under 10, but the book has 12 and 7. So I'm just copying what the book has because it's up. But you don't have 12 fingers because you didn't get rid of it.
I've done that.
Okay, questions on commutative property, meaning order. Because some of you guys, when you looked at, I don't know if I can scroll. Yeah, when you looked at Juno's problem, you changed the order in your head. You started with 3 plus negative 4, and then you did plus, like, you moved things around, even if you didn't physically do it on your paper. Now, this next one, I'm always nervous to teach because you guys are 7th graders, but I think that we're mature enough. So we're going to see who is mature enough. The associative property, and I forget who did it when they split up and they said, I'm going to do 24 plus 3, and then I'm going to do negative 4 plus 7, and then I'm going to put them together. Now, the way that I can get you to always remember associative is slightly like, you guys are 7th grade. Look at not really what the root of the word is, but look at the first 3 letters of associative. It's a bad word, right? I'm not going to say it. It's a bad word. But if you think about what a butt looks like, we're just being straight up. Come on, smartboard. You got some butt cheeks, right? The associative, hey, who's mature enough for this? The associative property, what's butt cheeks around things? It puts these parentheses in, don't worry, I won't say butt cheeks again. It puts these parentheses in to group different numbers. When I group 24 and 3, and then I group negative 4 and 7, it doesn't change my answer. It just changes the order that we do things. So the associative property, so please write down associative property. And really the root of the word goes back to like associate. What's it mean to associate with someone? Yeah, you're with them, right? If I associate with a certain group, I'm with them. Hey, Ethan, do you have this written down? You look like you're trying to sum out a book. You have associative prop of addition written down? Like you're anticipating?
He does. He has it down.
Yo, I got people like singing. 3 plus, and then if I group 4 plus 5 is the same as 3 plus 4 plus 5. Where I put those parentheses doesn't change the answer. So that's our associative property. Says it doesn't matter what I associate with what. I'm gonna get the same answer. Questions? Dang it, I meant to capture them. My smartboard is still wrong. Like, it's still not right. Sorry, so if you need that, just get it down from the box there, and that's also in our book. So, if we look at this problem again, we could do both of those properties a bunch of different times. I could associate the 3 and the -4 and do that first, right? Because whatever's in parentheses gets done first. And a couple of you guys did that. I can associate the 24 and the 3. Actually, I could commutative property, and then I have all my positives together. So if I did 24 plus 3 plus 7, this then in my head, I associate that. What's 3 plus 7? 10. Just makes your life easier, right? Because adding with 10 is easier. Then I can add the -4, and I'll still get the same answer.
30.
A bunch of ways we can do this. Any questions about either of those properties? This is why I split this lesson into 2 days.
So basically the only difference between commutative property and associative property is commutative property is kind of like going.
Commute, move.
Sorry, yeah, commute is just basically move, but associative is like stay.
Associative groups. So you can do both. You can move, and then you can group, and that's okay, as long as it's addition. So guys, this goes back to that rule of us saying, don't say -4, say plus -4, because subtraction won't work. Subtraction will break this. We've got to be adding everything. Questions? Does that make sense now?
Yeah.
Other questions? Okay, we move on, and we look at 114. Do me a favor and fix it. I literally just was talking about this. Fix it, because it's wrong right now, like how it's written. We don't like it. And then solve it. And then you can look through A, B, C, and talk about that as a group. I'll give you 2 or 3 minutes to look at this.
That looks fine.
But it's subtraction, Aiden. You don't like subtraction. Subtraction's a lie.
Well, actually, I don't like division. Division's a pain. Yeah, I'd rather
I don't
multiply.
understand how this has
Multiplying is like the best in the world.
Like, it might just be a thing since I grew up with sour cream and onion at 8 a.m.
Yeah, Ava does have one.
I like sour cream and onion,
Yeah, Ava does have one.
not the thing I'm in the mood for.
Right, not breakfast. Give me a quick
How
one.
you're doing sour cream.
How's your year been going?
It's good. Gonna be doing a band job for a couple weeks
Nice.
over at
Yeah, why
High
haven't
School.
sour
Nice. Very fun. So, what, Mr. D? No, Mr. D doesn't do Coborn, does he?
Mr. DiFrancesco.
Yeah. Okay, I was about to say, how are you? Who's the main director of our school?
Alexis.
Oh, okay, yeah. Is it Mr. or Mrs.?
Mr. Mrs. is in court.
I can't keep it straight.
Yeah.
Cards. Are we ready?
Yes.
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to do on this one. So we'll start slow. Alana, what do I mean by fix this? What do we do? Yeah, I'm gonna add some parentheses, but some. Sorry, go ahead. Lost your train. Laviva? It's subtraction and we don't like that. So Nathan, what do I do?
Delete it.
Yeah. Good work. We make the whole thing addition so that I can apply either of those properties. Now, the easier way to do this in my head is my good guy, bad guy method, right? You do not have to follow that, but that's in my head the easier way. So, if we group 7 minus 2, if we do it as subtraction, what do we get? What's 7 minus 2? 5, and then plus 4? 9. What if I group 2 plus 4, right? By associative property, those parentheses. What's 2 plus 4? 6. What's 7 minus... Wait, what? But up here I got 9. Because this is broken. This is your example of this being broken. The associative property won't work with subtraction. But, hold on. But, what if I group 7 and -2? What's that give me? 5. What if, and 5 plus 4 is 9. What if I group -2 and 4? What's a -2 plus a 4? 2. What's 7 plus 2? 9. This is fixed. Okay? Broken with subtraction. Hey, what is going on? The full moon was last week. Y'all need to calm down. Alright. Move on. You've got books at your desks. Move on to part D. Fix those. I gotta fix my smartboard. Something's messed up. Hey, will you stop? You're making animal noises.
Sorry, no. That was the first time in all day.
I mean, I like a Wookiee as much as the next guy, but come on.
The Wookiee.
Yeah,
the Wookiee
they're like,
No.
They make weird noises. Hey, so take a moment. Let's do this. 60 seconds. No one talk to anybody. Just on your own. Because then we'll talk with our team and we'll get help. But on your own, just try to fix those 3. And I'll throw them up on the TV real quick. So when I go to fix my smartboard, they're still up there if you don't have the book directly in front of you. Alright, there they are up there. More seconds, just on your own. Fix these. Anywhere you see subtraction, you want to make it plus, then negative. Yeah, I solved them out. Yeah, so fix them, and once we fix them, we can solve them. So, we'll check them in just a second here. Jalen, actually no, sorry. Take at least 30 seconds to talk with your team. Talk with your team, compare, show each other what you did. You're all asking me if you're right. Ask each other. So you group those, and you those, like it. Now, I would actually, you should technically put parentheses around those 2, and then parentheses around those 2. Okay?
Yeah.
I like your jacket. You might steal it. I'm debating on going as a like BMX or dirt bike rider tonight because I have a jersey.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the BMW.
As a BMW?
I'm gonna drive my empty car and like off my house down the street and be like,
Jalen, how do I fix? Bring it back. Bring it back. How do I fix I? Then how did you solve it? So this became 8 plus 4, which is 12. Now, if you're going straight left to right, Jalen didn't actually have to put these parentheses here, because there are only 3 things. She did piece 1, piece 2, plus piece 3. Like, she just really went left to right. But she could put those parentheses there if she wanted to. Ethan, what about I? How do I fix this one?
You do 3 plus -5 plus -5 plus 2 plus
I think you said -5 twice, but I think you meant -2.
Oh, yeah.
So then how'd you group it? How'd you solve it?
Just work left to right.
You worked left to right? Which, by the way, I think somebody that I confirmed had a mistake here. Somebody told me, I want to group these, and I want to group these. Wait, you had +2, and this comes out to be +4, doesn't it? So this is -2. If I want to associate, I think you copy something down wrong. So -2, +6. This comes out to be +4. If I add these, it's -2. This comes out to be +2. Check your work on your paper. Don't just give me evil eyes.
Not happy.
I pointed at like 18 people, but all because my finger went towards you, you figured it was you. That's a human instinct right there.
No, you.
And Isaac, how do I fix triple I? Hey, why is there so much conversation happening? You're all being very rude to Isaac. Yeah. Well, not bully you. They're not targeting you. They're just like ignoring you. So for real, guys, Isaac's talking. Our attention should either be on your paper, on your work, or up here, or on Isaac. One of those 3 options. Sorry, Isaac. Go ahead, man. So do I do the 7 first, or do you start with parentheses? Okay. So then what? Okay. Wait, plus -2 or -2? Minus negative? Now you're saying too many things at once. Minus negative or just minus? So it's not minus negative, it's just minus. Okay, if you keep it subtraction. Now, this actually will work. Because Isaac's doing 7 minus 3 first, he's really just working left to right. This would give him 4. Then if you subtract away the 2, you get the 2. But if we actually fix it, it's going to be slightly different. If we fix this, Ava, do you know how to fix it? Hit me with it.
Okay, 7 plus.
Keep going, I'll catch up.
Okay, 7 plus parentheses.
Oh, you double?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then plus parentheses -2.
I love what you did.
And then that just equals 2.
Ava applied what is called nesting parentheses. When birds nest, there's lots of twigs like together in there, kind of whatever. So nested parentheses are parentheses use inside of parentheses. So Ava said, not only am I making this -3 and -2, but I'm going to add these first. What's -3 and -2? -5. What's a 7 plus a -5?
2.
+2. Like we got with Isaac's subtraction, but be careful because it would be dangerous. We can't move things around with subtraction. We have to be very careful how we group them. So if you don't turn it into addition, Isaac, you just have to be really careful. Okay? Subtraction is tougher. Subtraction is tougher. So try A and B here in whatever way you want. Let's again go. I think this worked really well. Let's do 90 seconds. We'll go 90 seconds on your own, no talking. Then we'll release so you can talk with your groups. 90 seconds. 90 seconds. Start with the original. Always, guys. Always write down what is originally there first. You should have a 115 on your paper so you know what we're doing. So if you go back and look at this again. That's my response if I just didn't hear what is being discussed. No, I was just looking at how your book breaks up the pages. You're at a minute. 30 more seconds on your own. Bless you. On your own means no talking, right? You? All right, talk with your teams. You got 2 minutes, and we're going to random card. Now, here's the deal. There will not be the pass option. I'm giving you time to talk with your team. If you're having issues, either sort it out with your team or raise a hand so I can come over and help. But I'm doing random cards, and there will not be a pass option. Random card.
Okay, my question is for Ed. Oh, wait, I did it wrong.
I got 47.
I did not get it.
Guys, I want to encourage a habit. Wrap up in 20 seconds. You got 20 seconds to wrap. Everybody do me a favor, and on your paper, write this down again. I know, I'm sorry, but
Wait, write it down again?
Again. Because as I walked around, I'm a little nervous about some of this. Now, some of you did this exactly how I'm going to tell you to do it, and you're just getting extra practice. But I want to encourage a really important strategy. And unfortunately, your elementary teachers kind of messed up from the beginning by telling you, oh, work it left to right. Put your answer out to the right and do the... No. I'm sorry. They were wrong. For your brain to see what's happening with the math, you should not write equals and keep working this way. That is not good for your brain. What we should be doing here is working straight down from what we had. If it didn't change, we keep it the same. If it changes, our brain can see, oh, the -4 turned into plus a -4. So please practice this like vertical copying technique of like, I'm going to move down. And then my -11 becomes, or my -11, sorry, becomes plus -11 and plus 15.
What's the extra minus sign for?
Hey guys, I get that it's Halloween, but we gotta fix our behavior at some point. So if I need to start keeping track of time and then taking it back during break, that'll be a pain in the butt because I'm gonna have to like get letter groups out of certain classes. But we can't just like immediately go into other conversations, and we have people like just making noises. Like, I intentionally avoided elementary school to avoid those behaviors. If you can't sit in a class for 45 minutes without making screeching or animal noises, there's a bigger issue at play here than your math skills. For real. If you, as a 12 or 13-year-old in 7th grade, cannot sit for 45 minutes without making noises, there's an issue here. So, I'm going to hope that tomorrow, when we pick back up, and I reassign our groups, we'll have some better behavior. But this isn't working. For some of you it is, and I'm sorry. For those of you that like are with your friends and you're actually doing work, I'm sorry. Your classmates ruined it this time. Maybe in a week or two we can try this again. Maybe after Thanksgiving, like making your groups, we can try again. Maybe once we grow up a little bit more. But this isn't working. The fact that I had to stop our class multiple times for noises, not even talking, but noises, or singing. Because I like singing as much as the next person. But when you're in a math class, to just like start singing whatever you were just singing in choir, come on. This is middle school. There are certain expectations, and some of you aren't there. So for those of you that are there, I'm sorry that you're having to hear this. I'm sorry that your classmates make you sit through talks like this, and like what Mrs. Goldring was talking about this morning, and what Mr. Cabilo is probably going to end up talking about tomorrow. I'm sorry to those of you that have it all figured out. Like, I do apologize. But to those of you that need to figure it out, first thing you got to do is tell yourself you got to figure this out. Or maybe one of your friends needs to tell you, hey man, you got to figure this out. Or hey chica, or whatever girls say to each other. I don't know. But like, if you need to figure out how to act like a 7th grader, somebody might need to tell you, I guess. From here, with this problem, I don't know why you're packing up here. I still have another minute and a half. From here, there's a bunch of ways we can solve this. We can move stuff around. We can do whatever we want. Who thinks they have a really easy way that solves this? Aiden?
All you really have to do is you can just add, in my opinion, adding 15 and the next 17 is pretty easy. Like, easier for me.
So you moved like your 15 over to here.
Yes.
So you had 17 plus 15.
Which is
32. But then we still had
we have
negative 4 plus, so you then grouped your negative 4 plus negative 11, and this gives us negative 15, which actually we could have canceled with the positive 15 if we hadn't added these yet. What do we end up getting at the end? 17. All right, tomorrow when you come in, be ready for new groups, so don't sit anywhere. I got your groups. Yeah.
What's the extra right side?
Oh, this is supposed to be equals. Sorry, like, it's just smart board issues. Yeah. We'll do it tomorrow. We're just gonna take this lesson up. We've been dealing with some things that should be sorted out by quarter 2. So the occasional come to Jesus talk or whatever you want. I apprehensively, because they asked me if they could choose their own groups, so I apprehensively let them choose their own groups on Monday. And yesterday it was like, So, whatever. It's middle school. Figure it out eventually.
Yeah.